I find myself being able to write and do 3-minute poems or 4-minute poems or whatever because it's easier for me to say it here than in regular conversation. And that may or may not be a good thing, but it works for me. So when you find what works for you, you do that. So I was given a word and asked what it meant to me, and so this is what I came up with. Fat is unable to bend and buckle my sandals, is not being able to get on all the rides at Six Flags, is not fitting comfortably in an airplane seat. Fat is gaining 50 pounds in 1 year. Fat is wearing the same shirt 4 days in a row because it's the only thing that doesn't cling to me like it's jealous of my skin. Fat is avoiding every surface that vomits my reflection, is calling myself fat before you get a chance to, is none of my lovers have seen me stand naked, is knowing what position in bed makes my rose disappear. Fat is saying fat so much it sounds like a color. Fat is Captain Crunch for breakfast and fried food for lunch. Fat is heart disease waiting for me. Fat is happy at least something is waiting for me. Fat is never undressing in the light. Is Spanx, is girdle, is diet pills, crash diet, no carb diet, low carb diet, have to fit in this dress diet, seeing my grandmother next month diet, don't care if it's unhealthy as long as it works now diet, make me less diet, easier to love diet, make me look like her diet, make me happy diet. But fat is never wanting to be empty. Empty can look a lot like lonely. Fat is worthy enough to hold on to something, is remembering everything except when to stop wanting. Fat is the overloving of things that don't love me at all. Fat is take and swallow and never say no, is sometimes thinking fat is my name, is riding bicycle and stranger pointing calling me Debo, is don't eat ice cream in public, is not saying big boned or thick or it runs in my family. Fat is we don't make clothes for your size hair. Fat is always aware of where my body parts are if they take up more space than yours. Fat is eat when there's no space left for emotion. Fat is if I don't look for food to calm me, I will find a man who can. Fat is I'd rather be fat than slut. Is shotgun all the time. Is sinking the kayak. Is 306 pounds. Fat is really you carry it well. Fat is tired of carrying things well. Fat is not the opposite of beautiful. Fat is uncomfortable. This poem makes me uncomfortable. So I have one more poem, and I wanted to say thank you again for having me. I almost didn't come. I went to Minnesota last week and went back to New York with a sinus infection, and I was like flying with a sinus. But it worked out, and I'm here. I also have a chapbook, so if you're interested in having it, it's $10, and yes, only $10. I'll be sitting over there the rest of the night. If you want to come up and talk to me or give a hug, I give really great hugs, I promise. Okay, I tell people if you don't like my poems, you like my hugs. It's a really tiny island in the Caribbean, so I wrote this poem with that in mind, but I do realize that like a lot of people have probably gone through the same kind of thing with their moms or their grandmoms or whatever it was. I went home, 4 months ago, and my grandmother wasn't there, she was actually in the States when I went, and I realized there was a kind of fish that I wanted to cook. And I didn't know how to clean it. And I was like, if she was here, she would tell me, what kind of woman are you if you don't know how to do that? So then I came up with the idea of all the things that she would tell me, what kind of woman are you if you don't know how to do these things? So, there's that. What kind of woman are you if you don't make your bed every morning? Do you even know how to fluff the pillows or where the open end of the pillowcases should face? What kind of woman are you if you cook a real meal only once a week? If you don't know how to clean meat, if you don't know you wash the glasses before the plates and the cutlery, if you don't come home before sunrise, if you wake up after sunrise, if you don't want to swallow aloe because it's bitter, don't you know it's good for you? What kind of woman are you if you don't do things that are good for you? What kind of wife will you make? What kind of daughters will you raise? Do you know when to put fabric softener in a load of laundry? And if the washing machine stops working, will you wear dirty clothes because things stop working? You know, the machine, the day, the heart. Do you know how to function when everything around you stops? How to remember you are earth and keep moving? What kind of woman are you if you say yes to every man and everything? If you become a yes woman, that's the worst kind of woman to become. It means you lose your tongue in your stomach and your stomach will swell with things you want to say. And what kind of woman will you be if you let your stomach swell with anything but a baby? If you make your voice part of your intestines and your mouth becomes a useless orifice. If you don't kneel for prayers. If you start blaming the father you never met. Don't you know rambling on about a person you don't know is gossip? How dare you use your tongue for gossip when it swims in your belly for everything else? Is that what you want to be? A gossip woman? That's the second worst kind of woman you can become, managing everybody else's business while yours is a mock. What kind of woman are you wearing jeans to church? Don't you know Sundays for dresses and loud shoes so the Lord can hear you coming? What kind of woman are you letting every John and Jane though you don't know up and through your house, leaving their problems in your living room, on your couch, and you wonder why you can't smile? Their depression is contagious, you know. So open the windows, sweep the floor, polish the furniture. You know how to do that, right? No? What kind of woman are you if you don't know how to make things clean again? Look like they've never been used. Look like you've never been used. What kind of woman are you laughing so loudly the neighbors can hear you? Yelling like you are some kind of hooligan. Like you were raised by wolves. Like your family didn't break their nails digging their mistakes out of you. Didn't spend every dime and more into making you a lady. Making you a brand new gospel. Making you a fire escape with a name. What kind of woman are you if you only know how to love people who are always saying goodbye? If you always stay longing at their backs like you don't have one of your own. If you're always calling, asking them to return parts of you, you're not a flea market. Stop giving away parts of yourself for cheap. What kind of woman are you crying all the time like there isn't enough water around you? Like you are some weak thing the world forgot. Like your smile isn't always on your bedside table, a distraction, a hiding place, a murder weapon. What kind of woman are you, afraid of all the good in you? Afraid of all the wrong things? Afraid of everything except God? Thank you so very much.